Hare Krishna. Before we begin, if you like what you're seeing here and you want to just dive deep into finding your purpose even in difficult times, go to 3tpath.com/purpose. But let's talk about what's going on now. This is such an incredible moment in human history. The world has come to a screeching halt. This can bring amazing results, and it's also very scary. It's a difficult moment. Friends and family might be dying. We're all afraid for our lives. We're isolated at home. What's going on and what can we do with this situation? It's normal in this situation to have your mind going crazy with all kinds of strange emotions, anxiety, fear, uncertainty. Uncertainty, works deep into your soul and it makes you rethink everything. And then you're staying at home. You're isolated. You used to be running around and all of a sudden you're spending all day at home. You can't even see, maybe like me, you can't even go see your elderly parents because they have to be even more isolated than you. So it's a very difficult time. But I tell you this now, it's an amazing time as well. It's an amazing time for you to get to know yourself. It's an amazing time for us to finally have time out. Haven't you always kind of wished for a time out? We're always in a rush, right? We just went through everything. It was high school, rush, and then college, big rush. Getting the first job is just non-stop. And a lot of people have time deficit. This is a civilization with time deficit, so people don't have time. They can have money, they can have friends, but they don't have time. And now all of a sudden, the world stopped. We have this big time break, and we can finally look around and see what's going on. But it's a little scary if you weren't ready for it, because all of a sudden you're asking yourself, what's going on? What kind of life am I living? What's going to happen to me? So let's look at that now and see what we can do with that. So the first thing is, stop and really try to think, what am I feeling? It's important to get to know yourself. This whole path, this whole journey inwards is all about getting to know yourself. So first, try to be specific. It's okay to even write it down. It's a good practice to even just get a pen and paper and write it down or type it out on your computer. What am I feeling? Are you feeling anxiety because of financial issues, uncertainty? Are you worried about getting sick? Are you worried about family members getting sick? What are you feeling? Are you feeling fear? Is it fear of the unknown? Is it fear of death? Are you angry? Maybe you're angry with this whole situation because you had your nice life going on and all of a sudden some invisible microscopic bug comes along and turns your life upside down. So try to find out exactly what you're feeling. Step 2, try to figure out where you're feeling this. Are you feeling it in your head? Do you feel a tightness in your throat? Are you feeling it in your stomach? What is the effect of those feelings you're having now? What are they doing to you? Are they keeping you awake at night? What are they doing with you? Try to identify more precisely what effect is it having on your body. And then the big question, what is this teaching me? What are these feelings teaching me? What is this situation teaching me? And sure, we can take all sorts of external lessons. We can say, oh yeah, my government wasn't prepared and this happened and I wish we had more of that. Yeah, you can do that. That's fine. But what we're talking about here is, what kind of lessons inside can you take from this? What are you learning about yourself now that your whole life has been upended? What are you learning about your state of mind, your ability to be happy, what it takes to be happy? What are you doing with your life? So what can this teach us? And I tell you, this is an amazing moment, an incredibly rare moment to really take time to get you know yourself, to take the time to find out your purposes, to understand who you are. And then step 4, it's time to take enlightened action. It's time for you to not just fret, not just worry uselessly, but take action. That's a classic solution to anxiety, to all sorts of negative emotions, is to take steps towards the solution. It's when you start acting. And when we talk about acting, we're talking about purpose. And that's where the concept in yoga of dharma comes in. We have this concept of dharma, not just one dharma as in one giant golden purpose in life, but dharmas, plural. And here you can see in this image here, what I explain, what I present is the 7 dharmas, or 7 purposes. And when you look at that chart, you can start getting an idea that your life isn't composed of a single purpose, a single dharma, but it's composed of multiple dharmas, multiple purposes. And a very interesting and effective way to get to know yourself is to examine each of your different purposes. So we will work on getting to know ourselves, which is the most important aspect of spiritual intelligence, of the spiritual path in general, but also just general mundane, what they call spiritual intelligence, is to get to know yourself. And to get to know yourself by examining your different purposes is a very effective means of organizing your life so that it's aligned with who you really are. So as you can see here, you have 7 purposes, and they vary from the highest, topmost of spiritual purpose of just, really searching out for self-realization, for enlightenment, devotion, just the highest spiritual things, right down to your vocational dharma, where your purpose is to get to know what your career is, what you should be doing with your life. And again, this is an amazing time, because you're like running around, you had your job, and you can't stop, right? I mean, there's no stopping because, bills are coming in, you're rushing around. But now, you've stopped. So now, you can ask yourself, okay, was I really living the right life? I like using this expression. Were you really living the right life? Again, not just career, but taking care of yourself, taking care of your loved ones, your spirituality, your relationship with your community. Another amazing purpose we can develop in these times of tribulation. Like, what is our relationship with our community? How much am I willing to help out the community? This is an amazing time to work on that as well. So anyway, you go through these different dharmas, and then you ask yourself, what kind of life am I living? This is the time for you to take some time, stop and study your own self. Get to know more who you are. And so again, if you want to come with me, understand further, learn a little bit about what the yoga path, what the concept of dharmas can do for you, please join us at 3tpath.com/purpose. And you can see how you can change your life. Hare Krishna.